Chance, a sentinel character among the 9 current survivors in the game. Ooh, you see that luck? Hold on. No! This greedy gambler has a pistol, which he can use to stun the killer. What does this get? You know what? No, scratch that. We're not doing a chance guide. That was my second shot of the round, guys. 3 charges too. Whatever, dude. Whatever. We're gonna do noob. We're doing noob. Noob, a survivalist character among the 9 survivors in the game currently. This gluttonous cast member is the very first survivor all players unlock upon joining Forsaken, and to some, it is an unwelcome sight to see. Noob is a character with his own little pocket dimension, transporting all kinds of snacks within it. But he's greedy, so don't expect him to give you anything. He won't. He really won't. I hate with this very unbalanced dietary choices, he is able to create enough traction in his chases against the killer, which leads to some very unhappy players. Bloxy Cola is Noob's first ability. Upon using Bloxy Cola, you receive a speed boost for 10 seconds, as well as overriding any slowness effects you may have received during a chase. You are also able to continue walking while using this ability, which is absolutely insane. I mean, look at this guy. He swore he had a chance to get me, but I pressed Q once, and now he's questioning if I'm cheating or not. Probably. I mean, it would inflate my ego if he did, but I don't know. You can also opt to use the Slate Skin Potion, which, yes, it slows you down significantly and makes you look like a fish out of water, but you do receive bonus health and can't be affected by most debuffs, so the trade-off is pretty worth it. And finally, Noob can use the Ghost Burger to... Wait, hold on, stop. No. What even is a Ghost Burger? This is the burger that SpongeBob gave the health inspector in that one episode. What steps were made to construct such a sandwich? Anyway, Noob can use the Ghost Burger to become John Cena reincarnate for a few seconds and almost take his presence entirely off the map. Now, how should you play Noob? Okay, here, let me put you into some perspective. You're in a round, doing some generators, and suddenly you lose a Deucicar. Okay, no issue, there's still 5 of you left. So you take some time to converse with some friends, and 1X pulls up to crash the venue, taking a guest and heavily damaging 2-Time and the other guest on your team. And very shortly after, the other guest goes down. And now the weight of the situation starts to dawn on you. You realize that your entire team is falling apart, and now you need to finally play your survivalist role. So you take a position and hold it, but while getting there, 1X catches a glimpse of you. And after taking a very bogus hit, you escape the chase. But 2-Time lost one of his lives for it, and that shortly leads to his death thereafter. You decide to activate the Ghost Burger to avoid any unwanted attention. And with a minute 40 left on the clock, you hope that you and your last teammate could survive just a little bit longer. But shortly after, that hope is immediately shattered. Deucicar was hit with a close-range mass infection, and with your Ghost Burger on cooldown, you enter last man standing. Worried and panicked, you decide to look for opportunities and quickly try to devise a plan to have the killer lose you. You decide to go with running in one direction in the hopes that 1X Force takes some time to read the direction you were running in. And it worked! The killer lost track of you, so now all you need to do is... No, he knew! With 50 seconds left on the clock, you make a rash decision to cut through the poison to make your way to high ground as soon as possible. No. Damn it, I forgot I was lagging. Is this how I lose? I'm helpless. There's 50 seconds left on the clock, too. Okay, first of all, I won't be covering exactly what each status effect does. I already have a video on that, and if you want to find out more about it, then you should just watch that video after this one to get a better understanding. Secondly, Bloxy Cola is very good, especially with its short cooldown, which allows for you to chain 2 uses of this ability together. I mean, look at how much distance I can make because of this. And it has a quick activation time, which makes it helpful even if you accidentally use this ability. You're practically unstoppable, except for when killers catch you using this ability in their face, or if you have no more due to its limited uses, or if you get stopped by 1x, or if you run out of stamina, or if you run into— you get the idea. And almost the same thing could be said about Slate Skin. It has a short activation time, but a 65-second long cooldown. You could practically parry attacks and watch as killers just stare you down or muddle as they slowly bash the protective stone layer on your body and— wait, is that Jason? Okay, look. Slate Skin isn't without its consequences either. It's practically the polar opposite of Bloxy Cola. You sacrifice speed for defense. And while yes, you do get a speed boost after the effect runs out, most competent killers know how long the effect timer lasts and can just time most of their powerful moves to hit you. And just because you can activate Bloxy Cola while using Slate Skin doesn't mean it'll work. Hell, there's even an achievement that mocks you for attempting to do this. So do not do this. And let me say this now so it's out of the way. I know there's going to be people who argue in the comments to say,
oh, just time a Bloxy Cola with the ending of Slate Skin.
This is useless. You already get a speed boost for coming out of Slate Skin. And a lot of the time, it won't stack with that speed boost. So save your Bloxy Cola and keep in mind who you're going against when using Slate Skin. It is very good when used correctly, but can also be extremely punishing if misused. The burger. Yeah, Ghost Burger kind of speaks for itself. You eat burger, become undetectable. But how and when you use it is important. And I'll just say this, it's another mental game between you and the killer. You can save the Ghost Burger for when you're about to be the last man standing. This is the most obvious and arguably the most beneficial example. You could also use it to run through a crowd of 1x minions or to get past pizza bots from Cool Kid. You could also just use it whenever the killer uses their tracking ability in general to virtually wipe your presence off the map. Or, one of my personal favorite ways, you could use it mid-chase. And now, look, I know what you must be thinking, and you're not entirely wrong to think it. This is stupid, but it also might just be genius. Let me explain. When you use Ghost Burger, you're forced to walk and a sound effect is played to let the killer know that it was just used. If you break line of sight long enough and are at a decent distance, using the Ghost Burger as soon as you notice these things can often save your life. Take a look at these examples right quick. 1x is chasing my friend right here, but as soon as they break line of sight and notice the killer isn't really on them anymore, they use the Ghost Burger. And now look at this poor 1x, confused and defeated. Or this clip where I'm last man standing against another 1x, and after breaking line of sight, I use my Ghost Burger, and they can no longer find me in time to snipe me. But this doesn't always work, like I said before. This is a mental game. You are assuming the killer doesn't have the capability to track you, and if they can track you, then you can easily be caught out whilst using the burger. But who cares if you do bad as this guy? You can always just say you were new. This is the onboarding character for a reason. It's to get you used to using abilities mid-chase and so that you're trying new things. So get out there and try Noob so that eventually you'll become a pro. Or a hacker like this guy. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. You should subscribe if you have. It lets me know that you like this kind of content from me, and it really goes a long way. And I'll be seeing you some other time. Take care.